Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome to Season 2 of Vampyre Clan in ClanGen. In the last episode, Nest had a bad fall, Sunnypaw recovered from his white cough, and Snappaw injured herself while playing the hero and rescuing her grandmother from a fox. Now, I did go ahead and play a moon off camera because I wanted to nudge the story ahead just a little, so I'm going to try and recap what happened. We left off on the first turn of New Leaf on Moon 96. In Moon 97, Grandmaster Bluestar got a running nose. Nest's soreness from his fall went away, and Sunnypaw was helping reinforce the camp walls when he got a thorn stuck in his paw. In terms of fledgling rankings, Snappaw and Pumpkinpaw were tied with 24 experience, while Sunnypaw had 14. Eaglepaw finally went on a big patrol with his fledgling Sunnypaw, and Nest was there with Pumpkinpaw as well, along with Master Quietflight and Bloomrise. Grandmaster Bluestar, meanwhile, went on a training patrol on her own. We are now picking up on the final turn of New Leaf, and it is Moon 98. So let's dive in and take a look at what happens next. Leaf Bear wasn't nearly as tragic for us this time around as the end of New Leaf. So guys, let's see. Vampyre Clan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. Cats will be sick/hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. Grandmaster Bluestar's running nose has finally stopped running. Eagle Dawn has gotten a running nose, so sickness is spreading. Sunnypaw's small cut has healed up nicely, and then Snappaw died from a bite wound. Snappaw, who is tied with her sister Pumpkinpaw despite being injured and unable to go out on patrols yesterday, or in the last episode, she has passed away, guys. Master Quietflight tries to put on a brave face for her clanmates, but as she speaks about Snappaw, her voice wavers and then breaks off into nothing. With a trembling gasp, she retreats to let another clanmate speak. She makes a point of removing foliage from Snappaw's nest, snapping at any hindrance. Her paws tremble over the material, distraught when she realizes how fast Snappaw's scent is fading. After learning about Snappaw's death, her father Sunnytail can't seem to catch his breath, as fits of sobs and cries come over him. In the days to come, he barely stirs from his nest. Pumpkinpaw, her sister, fusses gently with Snappaw's fur, hiding the evidence of what killed her. She wants to remember her as she was in life, not like this. Things are never going to be the same now, could never be the same without Snappaw. She refuses to accept it. In the past moon, Snappaw has taken their place in Star Clan. Vampyre Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. That's right, guys. Snappaw has left us. Snappaw has left us. Let's look at the medicine cat den. Grandmaster Bluestar was given Poppy as treatment for running nose, and then her running nose got better. Sunnypaw was given Marigold as treatment for small cut, and his cuts healed up. Snappaw was given Marigold as treatment for bite wounds, and Sunnytail promised us that she would get better. I mean, he had managed to heal his son, Sunnypaw, and he thought it would be an achievable thing to also be able to heal his daughter. No one, I think, was expecting this death. Unfortunately, she did die. Rosemary was used for Snappaw's body. Let's go ahead, look at relationships, see if maybe there is some trace of what her final moments were like. Grandmaster Bluestar loses in a race against Quietflight and acts bitterly about it. Nest insulted Grandmaster Bluestar's looks behind her back and thought Bluestar didn't hear it. Burnleaf didn't expect Grandmaster Bluestar to be so amicable today. Burnleaf is telling Snappaw about a hunting technique, so Burnleaf actually visited his granddaughter in the medicine cat den, or in the Nightstalker den. where she was injured and recovering, and he was telling her about another hunting technique she can try as soon as she gets better. Master Quiet Flight helps Eagle Dawn figure out how to word something. Master Quiet Flight asks Ibis Freckle how she's doing. I think even though they've had the disagreements, Snappaw being injured and so gravely injured would have maybe given them some measure of understanding and acceptance with each other. Sunnytail just noticed how beautiful Fawnest's eyes are. Okay, so in Sunnytail at this point, like his family's going through some, I think, difficult times. You know, Snappaw wasn't dead yet. She was just very badly wounded and trying her best to recover. Obviously, Ibis Freckle, she has never reciprocated Sunnytail's feelings, and Sunnytail is maybe finding some warmth in Fawnest's company. Eagle Dawn reminds Sunnytail to grab something from the fresh kill pile if he hasn't already. I imagine that's because Sunnytail is so busy working in the Nightstalker den that Eagle Dawn has to tell him to, you know, Uncle, you need to go and feed yourself. Ibis Freckle thinks Burnleaf is very polite. Ibis Freckle watches Snappaw wind up for his sneeze, but it never happens. So another small little moment where Ibis Freckle was kind of looking at Snappaw in the medicine cat den, and she's spent, I think, the most time with Snappaw in Snappaw's brief life, always eating together, talking with each other. Snappaw, I think, was the one child who consistently did nice things for Ibis Freckle since the day she was born. Ibis Freckle and Sunnytail snuck out of camp together. Okay, so I think they needed some bit of companionship with each other, but also I don't think this would have been entirely a romantic thing for Ibis Freckle. I feel like Ibis Freckle would have gone to Sunnytail after looking at her daughter and said, surely there's some herb, some ingredient, something we're missing that can help her. So I think they snuck out together to go find more herbs for their daughter. Fawnest saw Sunnypaw being considerate. Fawnest overhears Sunnypaw educating clanmates about their fallen ancestors. Bloomrise noticed that Pumpkin Paw is falling behind in training and offered to help her catch up, which is very kind of Bloomrise. Bloomrise apologized to Sunnypaw for being rude the other day. When Eagle Dawn and Quiet Flight realize they've been grooming their pelts the same way, they laugh about it. After the clan finds a strange object, Pumpkin Paw notes that Bloomrise has been a little too fascinated with it. Sunnypaw overhears Ibis Freckle humming a comforting tune, and I wonder if she's humming that tune after she came back for her daughter. You know, I kind of wonder if Ibis Freckle and Sunnytail maybe went out to find something they thought was in the mountain, and they came back empty-pawed, like empty-handed, and then Ibis Freckle knew the only thing she could do was hum a comforting tune for her daughter as she tried her best to recover. But unfortunately, she couldn't, and she passed away. But you know what? I feel as though Snappaw, she died a hero. I mean, the one thing her grandmother, Quiet Flight, was always afraid of was her becoming like her mother. And when she became a fledgling, she had the same kind of cool demeanor, and that really worried Quiet Flight. And Quiet Flight tried her best to shape Snappaw into a better cat, into a better vampire. What ended up happening in the end? Well, it worked because Snappaw put herself and her life on the line to save her grandmother from a fox. And she got a bite wound from that, a very terrible, terrible bite wound. But she died a bold cat just like her grandmother. So at her passing, as a hero, she not only saved her grandmother's life, but she went to Star Clan more like her grandmother than her murderous mother. So she did change, and she did grow from the very brief life that she had. And that is all we have for events. Okay, let's see how everyone is going for the day in the cat list. Grandmaster Bluestar brought Sunnytail a herb to identify. I almost wonder if she went out because the young one who passed was also her granddaughter, you know. Snappaw is also her granddaughter, so I wonder if Blue Star also went out to find a herb, and then she came rushing back to show Sunnytail that what about this, but her granddaughter had already passed away. Quiet Flight sharpens her claws. Sunnytail is embarrassed after getting a taste of his own bitter herbs. Serves him right. And I think he'd be embarrassed. This might be more metaphoric than anything. I think he's embarrassed that he wasn't able to save his daughter. Ibis Freckle is hiding her tears as she comforts the others about Snappaw's passing. Yeah, I feel like in her almost like cold dead heart, the one cat that she ever had a really strong attachment to was her daughter Snappaw. She's not nearly as close to her other kids as she was to Snappaw. I think Ibis Freckle felt as though Snappaw was the one cat, the one vampire, who never judged her for her twisted self and accepted her wholeheartedly and was never afraid of her. And so now that the connection isn't there anymore, I wonder how that's going to impact her. But this is the one time I could see her actually showing emotion. Full Nest tries to set a good example for younger cats. Bloomerise is soaking in the new leaf warmth. Eagle Dawn doesn't want to go on dusk patrol. Pumpkin Paw thinks that she's the fastest runner in the clan. Oh, Pumpkin Paw. I think this is her trying to make herself feel better by saying that, why did you go? Like, you didn't have to go. Now I'm going to be the princess because you're not here for me to compete with. Sunnypaw spent a long time grooming Snappaw's fur for their vigil. I think at this point, he would regret the times that he did not let Snappaw bully him. I think he would very much regret the fact that he didn't let his younger sister boss him around. He would be missing those moments quite a bit. Burnleaf purrs as a cool breeze hits him. And I want to check to see how the rankings are going for everyone. And yeah, Pumpkin Paw is currently in the lead. She has 31 experience and Sunnypaw has 26. So we'll have to see how things go, but Sunnypaw, he does stand a chance at emerging as prince because his sister Pumpkin Paw is so taken up by Snappaw's death that she can't even think about patrols. So okay, that is all we have for the cat list. Now it's time for us to move on to patrols. We currently have 45 prey and we need 23.5. Obviously our Nightstalker is down, so we won't be sending him out. We have instead a patrol of 5 with Sunnypaw, his mentor Eagle Dawn, Bloomerise, Thorn Nest, and Grandmaster Blue Star. So let's see how these guys go. Eagle Dawn, oh no, finds an abandoned kit whose parents are nowhere to be found. Okay. Now typically, the vampires always give in to their bloodlust to kill the kittens. They're always given to their bloodlust to drink the blood of these wild, non-vampiric kittens. There's something about these kittens and queens that they can't kind of hold back from. But I wonder if the loss of Snappaw is gonna make them so sensitive to the death of a young one that they might not be able to stand the idea of killing this kid and drinking from this kid. Okay, let's proceed. The patrol approaches the kit only to realize that it's already gone. They say a small prayer and bury it. Okay, even if that kit had not died, I don't know if these vampires right now would have given into their bloodlust and killed the kit because they just lost one of their own youngsters, and I think they would be feeling too sensitive over this. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.